Right, and we are live, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Stuart Calder. I'm VP for International Sales and Marketing here at NetReady. It's a pleasure to be back in the studio. I'm once again joined by celebrity guest in the MLM space, Mr. Richard Sletcher.
It's good to be back, eh?
Oh, my goodness. The past couple of months, I mean, it's been busy. Obviously, it's been busy. But I've missed sitting here across the table from you, speaking about all the amazing and complex issues and exciting features within the MLM space. So good to be with you.
Yeah, well, look, the last 3 months we've been trying to solve the solutions or the problems, solve the problems, get solutions to the problems that our clients are having,
Right.
which we're going to be discussing today, which I'm quite excited about.
Thank you. I mean, this is going straight into our theme. So what we want to be speaking about today is Ignition Plus. And this is basically a solution that NetReady's come up with to assist our clients, our partners in an easier route to market.
Yeah.
We understand that network marketing is the most powerful route to market. It's word of mouth, it's belly to belly. But there are complexities that lie within getting this business off the ground as a company owner.
Yeah, look, well, the first thing I want to just say is it's not a sales pitch.
Sure.
Okay, I think this is much more of an awareness video to really highlight a lot of the complexities that companies don't realize are there. And then when they hit up against it, they think, well, wow, we didn't know about that. And it makes this business unbelievably difficult. And so I don't want people thinking that we're trying to pitch them. We're not.
Sure.
You know, they can get the solution anywhere they like, and we certainly would be happy to advise them, consult to them, or whatever. We can form any role they want in this, or no role at all. So,
Right.
you know, as you said, it's free content, and it's to help the industry.
Sure.
From my perspective.
And going forward with all of our podcasts that we wanted to do together, and with our guests that we invite in, we want to create bite-sized, digestible, binge-worthy content that someone can just sit down, watch 20 minutes, because that's the kind of time limit that I'm wanting to set on these. And if I sit for an hour, I can watch 3 of our episodes, and I can gather so much information. Hopefully it's good stuff that we say.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will be. But let's dive into the complexities of
Especially if we've only got 20 minutes.
Yeah, so we have to dive into this. Okay, so let's talk about the complexities. I mean, there are so many different aspects of running a company within the network marketing space that how do we run all those traditional business elements and then still have the ability and the time and the capacity to grow the network, because that's the driver of your business.
Well, that's what we've been finding, is that it's really tough for a company owner to come in, run a traditional business and build a network. You know, it's the one side of things is a traditional business has all the complexities of any traditional business, and generally you're manufacturing as well. So it's the complexities of a manufacturing business. And then your route to market is an army of volunteers. It's like running a church. So on the one side, you've got a massive operation in running a network, and that is a company's a full-time focus all on its own, and I mean serious focus. And then on the other side, you've got the focus of running the business. And when people come in here, what happens is they generally do the magic calculation. They sit down, they go 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, etc. And they get this exponential curve, and they think, wow, we're going to make millions. And they go out shopping for Porsches, and they get into the business. But the fact of the matter is that it is complex and complicated, and there's so many aspects to running the network, so many aspects to running the business, and basically running an MLM business, I would say, is not just twice as hard, but 3 times as hard as running a traditional business.
Right.
Traditional business, you go along to Pick and Pay. They say, yes, we want your products. You've just got to worry about the logistics, getting the products into Pick and Pay, everything else dealt with. Here, you've got to build the network as well, and that's the big thing, isn't it?
Well, that's a full-time job in itself. It has to be a focused effort to build this network. I mean, you need to be training your people on how to conduct their business, how to sell the products, how to look after and be good leaders for their people. There's so many complexities that just go into managing and building this network. So if you're doing the traditional business stuff, how do you allow yourself enough time to go out and do the rest?
Well, I mean, you ask your customers, how big can you build a network if you're just doing it part-time? And most of them say, well, not very big.
No.
Yet the company owners think that they're going to run a whole business and build a massive network because what their full-time business is running the company. Their part-time business is running the network. And then they wonder why their businesses aren't growing.
Sure. Yeah. So before we get into what solution that we've established, and I mean, it's been a lot of effort, a lot of brainstorming and experience to come up with a solution to this. But before we get into that, what type of people would typically be someone that would utilize this kind of service, or who would come into the MLM space? There's three main avatars in my mind that I would see. So the first one would be someone that has an exceptional product that has a big network, that wants to come into the space and become a company owner. They're just looking for a system and a solution to manage the whole process. Okay, so that for me, that would be the first one. The next one would be someone that is currently in retail, so traditional retail space. They've got a great product, they put it on the shelves and they sell that product, but they're not happy with the way that they're currently doing it within the traditional retail space.
Well, they're wanting to augment their retail push.
Sure.
With a new route to market. Yeah.
Sure, because as we know, in retail, it's a complete margin race to the bottom, and we're fighting for those margins. But here in the network marketing space, we have a bit of a leeway. And the third one, and this is quite a unique one, is that there are network marketers out there that have been running, tens of thousands of people in their downline, and they've dreamt about this being a company owner, but they haven't had the understanding of products, which products would work, how manufacturing would work, and that whole process behind it. So in terms of our solution, we have a solution for that avatar. So I want to dive into it when we go through these the solution that the Ignition Plus provides. Are there any other avatars? I mean, have I hit the nail there?
Well, look, it's actually a spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got everybody from the manufacturer who's pushing through retail to the person who's never done this and is just a network marketer.
Right.
So it's this whole spectrum of people. And what we find is that no matter where you are on that spectrum, there are big gaps in your knowledge, in your understanding, and your skill set. A guy who's on the one side, he's just pushing through to retail, never built a network, doesn't understand how networks are built. You get to the other side, a network marketer, never been in manufacturing, production, and logistics, doesn't understand how that stuff works. And people think that everything that they don't know is easy to learn, but these are specialities all on their own. And so the issue is for us, what I see as a gap for us or where we can really come into play is by plugging the holes that everybody has no matter where they are. Even a network marketer, hey, he's been running a network marketing team, but he doesn't understand the implications of how compensation works and how breakage works and how to run incentives and how to run recognitions. He doesn't understand the math behind that necessarily. So he comes into the business, he thinks this is easy, I can get this product, I can push it down my network, I make a lot of money, without understanding the intricacies of what it takes to run a network from a company point of view. And so there's holes all the way along this continuum that what we see our role is to plug those holes.
Sure.
And we do it in a number of ways. Obviously, we've got a lot of videos online, so if people want to learn how to do it and do it themselves, well, that's what these videos are for. But we also do consulting work, so we actually sit with companies and say, okay, these are where the holes are, this is how you plug them, right the way through to providing an end-to-end solution, which I think is what you want to talk about today.
Sure. And I think from our perspective, yes, we are running this business, but we're wanting to see company owners thrive within the space because we're providing opportunity, and especially in a place like South Africa where our youth are from ages of 18 to 34, 54% is currently our unemployment rate. That's our future. Now, there are no jobs available, and our government is trying to create jobs, but it's very difficult. There's no vehicle to actually drive job creation.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's just it is mind blowing. It's one of those moments.
Yeah.
But what network marketing does and what these company owners are providing for the people of South Africa and the rest of the world is a business opportunity. The chance for you to own your own business, own your own time, and go out, and you're not dictated by a salary or the time you have to spend in office. You can actually make...
No, that's at the networker point of view.
Sure.
Okay, but now we peel back from that. There's the company, the guy who wants to start and run his own MLM business.
Yes.
And so he's feeding into that. He's saying, okay, yes, there's this whole desperate need for people to have a job opportunity, but it's how do I actually do that?
Correct. So what NetReady is doing, and this is the aha moment, is that we support these company owners wanting to get into the space to provide business opportunity and alleviation to this unemployment problem. So we're in full support, and that's why we came up with a solution so we can help provide an easy route to market for guys wanting to get into this space.
Yeah.
So in terms of the solution that this Ignition Plus provides, we start from a manufacturing level. You know, that's where we begin. If a client or a company owner wants to come to us and says, well, I don't even have a product yet, but I have an amazing network that I want to get off the ground, my own company, what products should I use? So, I mean, NetReady's got preferred partners. We've got partners in manufacturing space. So, I mean, do you want to dive into that?
Let's look at the chain.
Okay.
There's a whole supply chain going on here. So you start right at the one end, which is the manufacturing.
Sure.
So from our perspective, what we've done is some companies got products and they know how to manufacture them, and that's cool. Some companies come to us, they've got an idea for a product. And they say, well, we've got this incredible idea. So what we've gone and we've formed alliances with companies who specialize in that space. So you can come to us and you can say, okay, I've got this idea for a product. We can put you into contact with our partners, and they will design the product for you. They will manufacture the product for you. We've got packaging companies that will handle the package. We've got designers who will do the design of the packaging for you. So you can come along to us and you can say, okay, I want this product done. And then it's just a case of time and money. So on average, it costs about 25,000 rands to have a product formulated from the ground up. And then there's packaging and all of that kind of stuff. And the beauty of this method of doing it through the NetReady project is we can do small runs. So we can do ultra small runs of your product, 300 or 500 units at a time, which will allow you to bootstrap your business and ramp it up over time. So you can come with a small amount of capital. Our partners are prepared to do small runs, which is a huge plus, and we can manufacture the product for you. Now, you take the next step in the chain. Now we've manufactured the product. You need your logistics processes. That is your software, your warehousing, your pick, pack, and ship, your arrangements with the payment gateways, your arrangements with the shipping companies. All of that side of things is obviously key to success in a business like this. And we see some of our clients. I mean, I've been up to our clients, and it's just mind-blowing what they're doing. They have no logistics. So they've got 30 people sitting on the floor, literally sitting on the floor, packing stuff into boxes out of other cardboard boxes, and it's just a nightmare. And their product is going missing, and it's being stolen, and there's just no control whatsoever. They don't know how much stock they've got. So what we want to do in that space is, now we've manufactured the product, that product can be shipped directly to our warehousing. So we've set up an entire warehouse operation. You can use third-party warehouse or logistics companies as well. There's companies in South Africa like Aramex,
Parcel
Ninja. There's a number of those kind of companies that you can go to and use. But with NetReady's obviously got that service as well. So you take the products, you put it into our warehouse, our software connects up to it. Our team sets up the software end-to-end, sets up the compensation plan, does all of that side of things for you. Bottom line is that once you've got the manufacturing underway, by signing off the manufacturing with our manufacturers, the product gets made, gets put directly into our warehouse, gets loaded onto the software, everything is ready to go, and literally you might not have even seen the product, and you can actually get your business up and running.
Excellent.
Now, the next part of the chain is running the network. And if you have a look at the network, there's 5 drivers. There's your commissions, there's your incentives, there's your recognition, there's your social, and there's your
product.
Your product. Okay. So we've dealt with the product.
Yep.
The compensation plan we designed with you. Now, our systems and our people help you run your incentives. So we set up those incentives. We have preferred partners that provide all of the travel at extremely discounted prices. So you save a fortune on that because obviously we get group buying power.
Sure.
We handle how that works, all of the communications that go out around that, etc. So we provide all of that as a service to you. So again, we take that entire load off your back. Then we've got recognition. We've got an entire recognition strategy that we implement for you as a client. So you come along, you plug into the recognition strategies that we've designed, and that automatically works for you. And of course, the last thing is the social. Now, we have a number of social programs that you can plug into. So we've got feed 1 million children. We've got a plant 100,000 trees or 1 million trees. We've got a whole lot of different social programs that you can literally just plug your business into, and you have got a social outreach process on your company. Now, that leaves you to simply go out and get your network started.
Right.
Go out and sign up the people. Now, the last thing in that chain is that once you signed up the person, you got to train them. And NetReady has developed about 18 hours of training, which you automatically plug into. So you just plug your people into the Ignition training, and we teach your people how to do the business.
Right.
So everything from your how to present the opportunity, how to present your products, how to present how to connect with people, how to use LinkedIn as a mechanism to find new people. All of that sort of stuff is handled in the training.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that you come along, you say to us, I would like to start a multi-level marketing business. I have this idea for a product. And then basically our team handles everything right the way through to the point where you can go out and recruit your first person. And you can be as involved or uninvolved in that as you want. You can say, well, I want you guys to warehouse and do the logistics for me, but I'm going to manufacture my own product. Or I want you to manufacture, I'm going to do my own warehousing and logistics. So you can decide where you want to be involved and how you want to plug into our system and what parts of it you want to use.
Sure.
But our most successful clients are just saying, look, let's hand this over to you. There's no overhead involved for the company. So you as a networker could come to us, say, here's an idea for the product. We can take you through the entire process, and you can go out and start recruiting people, and you own your own multi-level marketing company, and you're up and running.
Yeah.
Without actually having to get your hands dirty at any point of the process. So kind of, and I think we're about up with our 20 minutes, but kind of for me, that's the highlights package of that Ignition Plus program.
Right.
And I think, just if I were starting a multi-level marketing company tomorrow.
Yes.
I mean, if you wanted to start an MLM company, Stuart, you have the ability to build networks like nobody I've ever seen in my life. You're amazing at this. I mean, you could come to a company like NetReady.
Yes.
You could say, here, I've got this product range. It's a range of face creams, or it's a range of soaps and lotions, potions, bath bombs, whatever you wanted to produce. At the end of the day, you say, okay, here's the money to get the product produced. We make your minimum quantity, goes into our warehouse. There's short lead times at the factory.
Yeah.
You go out and build your network. Everything else is handled for you.
Right.
Call centers handled for you. The logistics is handled. The delivery is handled. Everything is handled for you, and you just focus on building your network. Now you got one job. As a matter of fact, you don't even need an office. Because we handle the calls. So we are your office. We've got your call center.
So all my staff overheads, I don't have.
Everything gone. So you can literally go out there. Your entire overhead is yourself.
Right.
And you go and market and drive your business. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty exciting way to go.
I think it's a very exciting way to go. I mean, for me, I know how to build the network.
Yes.
But I don't know about product manufacturing. I don't know about warehousing logistics. I don't know about all these other complicated parts that I need to be an expert in. But what I do know is how to build this network. And that's what drives the growth. That's what drives the sales to make my business a profitable one. So if I can plug into an existing system that's already running, well, that's what I do.
Yeah. And let's say you've got your own logistics. Let's say you're a manufacturing company. You already know how to manufacture. You've got a warehouse. You already got deals with courier companies. Maybe you've run an e-commerce play before and you want to get into the MLM space. Well, that's fantastic. We can come in, we can consult to you. We can help you set up your warehouse. We can set up the software for you. But now you don't know how to network.
Right.
One of the big things is we can show you how to find that key player. We call him the jockey or the brand ambassador, whatever you want to call it. But the jockey who's going to run that network and build that network. We can show you how to find that guy. We can give you a good idea of what that guy looks like or that girl. It doesn't have to be a guy, obviously. And we can go out and find that person for you, with you, and actually help you to get that person trained up, get them going in the right direction to go out and build a network. So you might have the other side of the skill set, but not the networking. Obviously, we can help you in that space as well.
Sure. Okay. So before we close off, I just want to, we've established this solution within South Africa. We're based in South Africa, so it made sense to have our finger on the pulse here. But where's the future of the Ignition Plus project taking us?
Well, I'm going over to Europe, as you know, in October, September, October, yeah.
That's right, yes.
In October. And my idea is to make alliances with companies like ours in Europe so that we can actually roll out the Ignition Plus systems in Europe. We're going to be establishing our own warehousing there. We're going to be establishing connections with companies that can do small runs at short lead times. So the idea is our next step is to roll out. We're going to start in the Netherlands probably, and then look to push into the whole of Europe and produce the product locally.
Sure. And from a staff support perspective, we'd still run out of
South Africa.
We'd run out of the Cape Town office. All technical product related support queries. We have a full call center here that would manage that. So in terms of the scalability, I see us going straight into Europe, into the UK, into the United States and South America. South America is a prime market for network marketing. And it's just about setting up those affiliations or that warehousing within those spaces. So
well, we've now got, from our side, we've got the blueprint.
Right.
And it's working here. I mean, we've got some amazing clients. You've brought, five new clients on in the last month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got some amazing clients here in South Africa. There's obvious and aggressive traction taking place right now. So it's time to actually look at expanding this outside of South Africa and getting it up and running elsewhere in the world.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Richard, thank you so much for your time.
Quick, in and out, 20 minutes.
See, I love this. This is binge-worthy stuff right here. This is like a Netflix episode. Thank you so much for your time. Guys, thanks. That brings us to the end of this live event. Thank you so much for dedicating your time to myself and Richard. If you're interested in this Ignition Plus program, you can visit netready.co.za and just fill out that form to find out a little bit more about this. We look forward to seeing you on the next live event. Please follow us on all of our social channels. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and where else are we on? We are everywhere.
Spotify
For all of our podcasts. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.